Всем здравствуйте, дамы и господа, я приветствую вас на канале Effect Channel. И сегодня мы возвращаемся в мир Mass Effect Andromeda в игру. Сегодня у нас третья серия прохождения. Что ж, сейчас мы будем дальше двигаться по сюжетной линии, по сюжетной кампании. Как бы играем мы за Райдера, семью Райдеров. По-моему, это Сара Райдер, мастер разведки второго уровня. У нас есть одно свободное очко навыков, но я хочу вложить это в броски, в умение бросок второго ранга. Вот, и как бы пока что у нас не хватает очков распределения умений. Вот, поэтому давайте пойдем по квестикам. Пойдем по квестам.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
Теперь вы мне доверяете? Давно пора. Ну, допустим.
I thought I didn't measure up as Pathfinder.
Director Addison keeps her own counsel. I keep mine.
And when you disagree?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable, so how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right. I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Just point me to my ship and I'll be out of here.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that.
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Ну, допустим. Допустим, с этим дятелом мы поболтали. Мне что-то не нравится. По-моему, какая-то тварь. Вот. Давайте, значит, поговорим. Так, что там? Так, поговорить с Таном. С Сэмом на Гиперионе. Поговорить надо. Так, давайте поговорим с Эдисоном. С Эдисоном.
All right, what happened?
Что
To who?
случилось? С кем?
To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything. And right now, I just want to know what happened with Alec.
I don't want to get into it. Things went wrong. And now I'm the one you have to deal with.
Alec Ryder wouldn't accept that kind of ultimatum. Damned if I will. We'd never have left home if we... Not home. The Milky Way. This is this mess. We don't have a lot of options, Ryder. Maybe you'll prove your father right. After 14 months of failed colonization, forgive me if I don't hold my breath.
Так. Неудача с аванпостом.
You've had no colony successes in over a year? How many tries is that?
Less than you'd think. The Scourge, spoiled worlds, exiles, hostiles. We can't just plop down an outpost and expect picket fences. We need the Pathfinder and Sam to scout, evaluate, and inspire.
Понятно.
The initiative promised a goal. Andromeda has not cooperated.
And if it had?
Beautiful utopian horseshit. Colonies that produce and support each other. The Nexus a citadel, not headed by Tan, or even me.
И не под моим.
There must be some kind of plan for encountering hostile aliens. We can't have been that naive.
We expected life, not an enemy that refuses to talk. They don't attack, they disinfect. We're nothing until we're bacteria. Sorry, 14 months and you stoop to poetry. That's how bad it is. Talk to Kandros if you haven't. He's unfortunately become the head of our military. And as soon as he realizes it, we're in the shit.
You don't trust him?
I trust him to defend us. I do not trust a rising military influence in a supposedly civilian initiative. We came here to make history, Ryder, not repeat it. Ugh, goddamn poetry.
You called my father Alec. No one does that.
A lot of us joined the initiative because of his vision. What he shared of it, anyway.
Were you friends, or...?
I'm not your new mother, if that's what you're asking. Or his friend. He hated that I didn't use his title. But no one's a Pathfinder until they've path-found something. Much like a colonial director without colonies.
How do you fit into the Nexus leadership?
I oversee the actual settlement effort. As the number of outposts is currently less than ideal, my influence is limited. As Tan is quick to remind me. Left a perfectly adequate career as a chief officer. Provincial capital, too. Only a new galaxy could pull me away. And here we are, idling.
There's also this strange technology. Has anyone studied that?
We've tried. Not me. The brains in research. They're supposed to know their business. The current excuse? The tech we dug up on Mars was more advanced, but it was plug and go. The tech here thinks different? I don't know. We've mostly avoided it. And from what the Hyperion logs say about Alec, maybe that's good.
Ладно, я, пожалуй,
Excuse me,
пойду.
Director Addison.
Ryder?
It's Pathfinder.
Ryder, we're starving here. If we don't get a foundation of outposts to feed the initiative, we might as well be 600 years dead.
Короче, с вами все понятно.
Alec promised a lot. None of it panned out. That's what you're up against. Why people won't trust you. Why I don't trust you. Prove me wrong.
Так, с Эдисон поговорили. Тан, Кеш и Кандрос. Кто тут у нас? Офис Кеш.
Yes, I know the Hyperion docking unannounced caused some
Ну,
switches to blow.
допустим,
That's...
поболтаем с тобой.
There you are. Hope the others haven't been giving you a hard time. There's a lot that needs doing. At least with the Hyperion hooked up and feeding us power, my team and I can get more work done.
Где Кроганы?
I noticed there aren't a lot of Krogan around.
You haven't spoken to number 8 yet, have you?
Number 8?
Tan. Ask him why most of my people left. He'll have opinions. I can tell you this much. When the mutiny happened, a deal was made. My clan were supposed to settle matters and, in return, get more say in the initiative.
Why do you call Tan 8?
Because he was 8th in line to take over the Andromeda initiative. I like to remind him of that now and then. Keep him humble.
Did the deal go through?
The clan held up their part, but Tan had a meltdown when he found out we wanted more say around here. Then Addison's assistant, Spender, pretended he never made the deal in the first place. It was a mess, but I don't blame my people for walking out. We're done being used.
А почему ты здесь?
With your clan gone, why did you stay?
It's complicated. The station and my clan both need me here.
When we left the Milky Way, the Krogan were still dealing with the genophage.
Right. The genophage. A little gift to our people from the Solarians thousands of years ago. That sterility virus they infected us with left most of our children stillborn. Only 1 in 1,000 survive.
А я их освободил, Кроганов-то, от генофага.
No wonder your people have such a problem with Solarians.
Some wounds never heal. Not that my ancestors didn't provoke it. They did try to conquer the galaxy. The Solarians were forced to respond. And it's not fair to blame it all on them either. The Solarians developed the virus, but it was the Turians who deployed it. I'm hoping that's all in the past. Plenty of blame to go around, but Andromeda is about new beginnings. My people need that more than most.
What about the Krogan here in Andromeda?
There's no cure for it. But my clan was starting to show mutation against the virus. A natural defense. During the trip to get here, Krogan underwent gene therapies to enhance the mutation while we were in stasis.
So you used those 600 years to your advantage. Gave the adaptation more time to develop.
Yeah. It's still early, but I think we made a dent. Our scientists say we've improved viability to almost 4%, which is a lot better than what we had. Beyond all the statistics, it means more Krogan children will live. It's the only way my people have a future out here.
Давайте проблемы.
What sort of problems have you seen on the Nexus?
Situation's gone to shit pretty much sums it up.
Очень кратко и
There's arcs
лаконично.
missing. Some idiots tried to mutiny and take over, then more idiots offended my clan, so they left. And to top it all off, the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, was killed.
Джейн Гарсон.
What happened to Gian Garson?
Killed in the Scourge disaster. Her and a bunch of the other leaders. Tan might know more.
Так, окей. Других проблем нет.
I thought the Hyperion had it bad when we arrived. Anything else?
The outposts aren't happening because we don't have resources or people, so Addison's more uptight than ever. And let's not forget how badly the station was damaged on arrival. But that's a detail, according to some.
Короче, нам
My
нужно
team and I are
сейчас
repairing what we can.
провести
If we don't
колонизацию
get
планеты.
materials soon, things will go downhill. Fast.
Так, тут понятно. Еще твоя
What
работа.
kind of work do you do as superintendent?
I was part of the team that originally designed and built this place. I keep the station functional, or as functional as possible, considering.
Так, с тобой все
Nothing more for
понятно.
now.
Давай, удачи. Мы пойдем с Сэмом на Гиперионе, надо еще переговорить. Так. И надо переговорить еще... Еще с кем-то надо переговорить. Так, что тут у нас есть? Или кто? Новое место, командный центр. Так, профессор Герик. Давай с тобой поговорим. Давай
You must be the
поговорим.
Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr.
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
На чем вы
What fields do you
специализируетесь?
study?
Herrick's into life sciences. I do planetary geology, oceanography, rocks and runoff. Aradana's the space and mathways.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Так, все с вами понятно?
Pathfinder, we've had
У
some
нас
trouble.
возникла проблема.
Anything I can help with?
Perhaps. I discharged an away team to get readings from a section of the Scourge that was behaving anomalously. They haven't reported in for some time, and sensors can't locate their shuttle. I sent them out there. Good, dedicated people. I fear what might have
Короче,
happened to
понятно.
them.
Ваших челиков мы тоже.
Your work is
Попробуем
important.
найти.
Don't lose sight of that. When I'm out there, I'll see if I can find them.
Their friends and family will want to know what's happened. And I need to know.
Так, в принципе, с тобой тоже понятно.
Hi, Pathfinder. Want to hit some rocks for science?
Absolutely. What do you need?
Sam and I used your scans and made a VI for geophysics surveys. Beta builds on the console there. Test it out in the field, and I'll wrangle you a consultant's bonus from Director Addison. How's that sound?
Окей. Я думаю, это будет несложно.
Pathfinder, those bioscans are superb. Could you gather more for our comparative conservation effort?
What conservation effort?
Ah, my thesis is on the console there. Broad strokes, we're comparing and preserving
Из-за
organisms from
биогалактик.
both galaxies. If you donate more bioscans and samples to the catalog, I can get you a finder's fee. Tempted?
Интересует? Конечно, интересует. О чем речь? Так. В принципе, с вами опять-таки все понятно, наверное. Наверное. Так, смотрим. Кто тут у нас есть еще? Штаб ополчения. Лям.
You'd be surprised.
Ну,
There's
с
also Provine
Лямом,
in the seed bank.
Nobody's making
с
creep for an
расстроенной
Andromeda.
турянкой.
You'd be surprised.
This is a nightmare.
Турянка?
It's not right. It's not
Это
fair.
нечестно.
What's wrong?
В чем дело?
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last.
Конечно, я и
Maybe
есть
you could help.
надежда.
You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political. My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
За какое
What
преступление?
exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, that the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have... There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
Ну, допустим. Наберем кучу квестиков.
Oh, thank you.
Я уверен,
I'm
что
sure the
тюремщик
jailer
тебя
will allow
пропустит.
you a visit.
Конечно, меня пропустит. Я же
Please.
первопроходец.
Tell Nilken I love him.
Хорошо. Обязательно передам. Ладно, давайте еще с Лямом поболтаем.
Pathfinder, no time for our beer yet. This place is a mess. Security is... Let's call it strained.
I can believe it. Nexus is running on empty.
Not just that. A lot of the exiles were security. Everyone was trained and armed for Frontier. We know Cat are dangerous, and now we have to worry about our people too. No idea where they went, but they left mad.
There's apparently no viable planets in range. Exile may have been a sanitized death sentence.
What a shit show. Pathfinder, we have to get this back on track or we don't survive. No pressure, right?
Мы все проведем.
As long as the Nexus is here,
Конечно.
as long as we're here, we have a job to do.
Double down crisis mode. I can do that. We can do that.
Ну вот, давай,
Ready and willing,
работай.
Pathfinder.
Молодец, умничка. Так. Здание для
This
ударных
console
отрядов.
reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with Tyrion Candros for authorization to participate.
Так. Пам-пам-пам. Мы так и не смогли закрепиться на Юдами. Угу. Кандрос. В принципе, это тоже понятно. Так, Кандрос. Ну,
That's the
здравствуй.
console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have APEKS, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts holding key positions, or just distracting the cat. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
Понятно. Проверить доступный отряд задания для ударных отрядов. Ну-ка. Ударные отряды, что поддержит начинание инициативы, можете поставить на заданные ударные отряды. В случае успеха они получат очки опыта, а рейдер наград. В случае провала опыта будет мало, а награды не будет вовсе. Ударный отряд, выполняющий самые важные задания в секторе. Выберите задание и пробел, чтобы отправить туда АПЕКС. Игра сохранится перед запуском сетевой игры, а вы возьмете на себя роль одного из оперативников АПЕКС. В сетевой игре вместе с друзьями или с помощью подбора игроков, чтобы зарабатывать награды и бонусы для своего первопроходца. Так, смотрим. Защитить награды первопроходца. В принципе, понятно. Ну давайте. Внимательно ознакомьтесь с описанием задания, временными рамками, награды за успешное выполнение, дополнительными подробностями. Забрать данные с тайника. Требуется времени. 1:40 истекает через... Найдите и заберите ее, пока до нее не добрались враги. Захват заложников, разбойники. 5 единиц финансов здания. Ну, допустим. Уровень сложности. Это задание в данный момент пробел. Понятно. Ну, окей, смотрим. Уровень сложности. Так, отмена. Так. Давайте попробуем в сетевой игры выполнить задание АПЕКС. Почему бы и нет? Это, возможно, будет даже интересно. Попробуем. Так, нас, видимо, куда-то грузит. Возможно, идет подбор игроков. Вот. Так, большая загрузочка. Загрузка. Посмотрим, что это за миссия АПЕКС. Я, кстати, забыл прочитать, что же там требуется сделать. Так, на протяжении матча они исчезают после применения в начале матча, но эффект сохраняется до его окончания. Ну, допустим, предположим. Нам показывают видеоролик. АПЕКС. Ну, допустим. Свои ванпосты, нападать на вражеские базы, добывать разведданные, устранить наиболее важные цели. Скоро состоится ваш первый поход. Допустим. Вы попали в обе задания АПЕКС с модификатором пользовательского матча. Данный уровень сложности рекомендован опытным игрокам, обладающим належной... Сделать это сейчас. Урон от умений в ближнем бою. Опыт плюс 100. Награды. Ну давайте. В принципе, нам ничего другого не доступно. Так, задание свое. Отвлечь врагов. Глушители связи. Расчистить маршрут. Добыть прототип. Ну давайте вот это вот попробуем. Хотя, может, самое простенькое попробовать для начала. Это уже золотое, это вообще какое-то типа платиновое. Серебряное, медное. Давайте самое простое попробуем. Ну, присоединиться к матчу. допустим. Так, я в принципе... Нажмите ввод. Потеряна связь с сессией. Понятно. Так, ну, давайте назад еще раз. Так. Задание АПЕКС. Выбрать. Сетевая. Присоединиться к матчу. Поиск матчей. Я готов. Выбор персонажа. Так, ну допустим. Так, назад. В принципе, я готов. Что ж, давайте начнем. Сохранить дистанцию в бою с кроганными берсерками. Ох, получив серьезный урон, они впадают в бешенство. Вам это не понравится. Видимо, кроганов, которых мы изгнали, мы все-таки встретим в игре. Судя по всему, и они явно будут дружелюбны. Так, волна завершена. Так, воу-воу-воу-воу. Воу-воу-воу. Я не хочу умирать. Не надо. Ух, меня, может быть, сейчас даже рискнуть. Да, меня, возможно, рискнуть. Так, надо отсюда сваливать, потому что творится какая-то дичь. Объективно. Щиток восстанавливается, давайте. Хорошо. Понятно. Выход за пределы области. Эвакуация 20 секунд. Что это такое? Жизнь, он немножко застрял. Эвакуация плюс 375. Ну, допустим. Я, походу, присоединился просто где-то в середине миссии. Даже можно считать в конце. Мы получаем особые наборы наград. Так, я апнул немножко. Раз, два.
Ты сам с собой, что ли, говоришь?
Такс. В принципе, это задание мы выполнили. Забрать данные из тайника. Или персонал. Давайте инженерный персонал защитим. Шанс успеха 74%. Начнем задание. Так. Выход. Вернуться к одиночной игре. Давайте вернемся к одиночной игре. Такс. Что тут у нас есть еще интересного? И нам нужно дальше вернуться, получается, договориться со всеми на корабле. И, я так понимаю, начинать колонизировать колонию. Одну колонию какую-то. Вот, попробуем колонизировать. Вот. Так. Берегитесь врагов на возвышенностях, оттуда они могут попасть в вас. Так, в принципе, понятно. С этим надо еще будет разбираться. Значит, информационная стена.
Hello, I'm Jan Garson, founder of the initiative. It's through your hard work that the vision of the Nexus has come to life. You and all your colleagues bind our proud new colonies together. Look around at your achievements. And if you have any questions, my door is always open.
Founder Garson's office is located at Workspace Not Allocated. Please select a topic.
Выберите тему. Мои данные работникам.
You are Sarah Ryder, salary code 19B, active Pathfinder. Your supervisor is Director Tan. Based on current staffing needs, you will be eligible for paid vacation time in 587 days.
Seriously?
Why not plan on which beautiful colony you'll vacation on while you wait? For initiative strategy and Pathfinder coordination, please see Director Jaren Tan. For colonial affairs or outpost status, please see Director Foster Addison. For station maintenance, please contact Superintendent Nakmor Kesh. For militia operations or APEX deployment, please see Tyran Kandros.
Так, состояние
Integration from the Hyperion is ongoing. Personnel are still restricted to operations.
Так, статус перспективности.
Viable planets capable of supporting life are key to our survival in Andromeda. The viability of a world is affected by several factors, including temperature, resources, threat levels, political stability, and so on. We have few viable planets currently within range. Resource levels are considered at risk. The selection process saw the Andromeda Initiative evaluate thousands of potential habitable planets within the galaxy. After discovering an unusually high ratio of potential candidates, or golden worlds, the Helios cluster was selected as our destination. Even at a distance, studying the light from stars can reveal much about their planet's composition and atmosphere. 7 worlds, nicknamed habitats, have the life-supporting environments and resources we need to start our new lives in Andromeda.
Так, в принципе, с вами все тоже понятно. Все довольно просто пока что. Раджпатиль. Ну-ка, посмотрим.
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
What is there to be paranoid about?
We've had 3 malfunctions in the past week.
That's not good. Sorry. Understatement.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Did you talk to security about this?
How can I? For all I know, someone in security is the one doing this. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of. But I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait. That's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny. Would you, if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Sure thing. What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that would really help. I've sent the locations to your Omni tool. Just send me the data when you're done.
Допустим, центр управления. Так. Так, видимо, это что-то не то. Так, Эдисон, это мне пока что не интересно. Просканировать панели. Но это не те панели, судя по всему. Ладно. Пошли тогда. Смотрим. Штаб первопроходцев. Директор Тан. Сейчас мы с ним поболтаем. Так, а тут все закрыто, понятно. Давайте тогда с директором нашим любимым переговорим.
You have my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative
Как можно было потерять десятки тысяч колонистов?
Did you have some other business?
Такс, давайте начнем с роли Тана.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
Почему?
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry.
Ну-ка,
so how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
Так, понятно, давайте. Перспективность планеты.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat, or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Давайте про пропавшие
Any more
ковчеги.
information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely
Я думаю, они еще
unaccounted for.
подтянутся.
If they're the same problems
Их
with the
там
Scourge
стопудово
that we
какая-то
did,
жопа.
I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Остальные
Are
ковчеги.
there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave. But before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Понятно. Так, проблемы инициативы Андромеда.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
Разные расы.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arks. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
We came across alien technology on Habitat 7. It seemed to affect the weather. Your people know anything about that?
There have been reports. Failed scouting missions have mentioned advanced structures of unknown design. Whatever they are, they defy explanation. But with our resources stretched so tight, no one has had a chance to study them. And what if the answer was bad for morale? Suppose these things turn people into food. All we know is the cat are interested in them. I'd rather not stir things up.
Я бы действовал осторожно. Так, ну-ка еще по проблеме Nexus.
Sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, the Scourge, even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
Kandros mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we called them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. They're muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen. Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
Так, ну-ка, что-то есть еще у нас. Инициатива Андромеда, мы вроде бы...
It represents... We are the bravest souls each species has to offer.
Мотивы прилета. Зачем мы вообще сюда приперлись?
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons. One for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness. Finding the thing that eludes them. The thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Gian Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth. Wealthy. Young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Так, в принципе, все с тобой понятно.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
I'm happy to help. You will find our futures depend on each other's success. Good luck.
В принципе, с тобой все понятно. Так, стоп, с Кандросом я вроде говорил уже. Или я ошибаюсь? Мне кажется, что я с Кандросом уже говорил. Так. Во-первых, надо просканить панельки. Так, что тут у нас? Я сюда еще, кстати, не забегал. Кора.
Hey there.
Привет.
You okay? Those guys really grilled you. And Addison. First Pathfinder they've seen in over a year. All she can do is question your competence?
Кто из них Эдисон?
She understands the stakes. If I fail, we...
You won't.
Let's hope not.
You won't. That's the end of it. I worked out logistics with Director Tan. They're giving us a ship and crew. He said their best is taking care of it.
I still need to head back to the Ark and check in with Sam.
Sounds good. While you're there, maybe see how your brother's doing.
Как дела у брата? Ну, с братом я еще поболтаю. Мне надо здесь просканить, во-первых, терминалы. Так, терминалы. Сержант Экер, продавец оружия.
Weapons and stuff. I got you covered. Use the console to take a look through what I got. It'd be a lot easier if I weren't missing half my stock.
На что с ценами?
Ouch! Why am I paying for these?
Half the supplies are inaccessible, what with how we crash landed and all. And I have to trade with the crooks out there for the rest, so...
N7 крестоносец. Оружие ближнего боя, 23 катана 1. Гадюка, снайперская винтовка. Так, в принципе, понятно. Так, терминалы. Где эти терминалы еще искать? Вот это похоже на терминал. Но не могу ничего сделать. Так, командный центр, записи охраны. Надо будет что-то посмотреть. Контейнер. Так, ладно. Что у нас в контейнере лежит? М25 шершень. Возьмем. Так, ну и посмотрим. Ограничение ущерба. Доклад изгнанники. Так, в принципе, короче, понятно. Читать я это пока что не хочу. Так. Консоль. Последнее. Так. Ну, допустим. Сканировать форму жизни Андромеда. Этих я челиков не могу. Так, и сканировать минералы. В принципе, тоже понятно. Такс. Терминалы. Просто так, давайте посмотрим журнал заданий с чистого листа. Сэмом на Гиперионе. Понятно. Очевидно. Журнал. Союзники, отношения. Дополнительные задачи. Освоиться на Нексусе. Камни для науки. Пропавшее научное судно. С Кандросом поговорить. Кандрос у нас находится... Где у нас находится Кандрос? Так вот же Кандрос. И...
I know that look. The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Turian Ark.
What's the word on the Turian Ark?
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows? If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
Понятно. Давайте по поводу Кета узнаем.
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
Так, помощь ополчения.
It's rough out there. I might need backup if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered. But that isn't news to you, right?
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So-so. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
You talk like you weren't part of the leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us. They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to warn the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know? Then my sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
Так, с тобой, в принципе,
Bye,
тоже всё
Kandros.
понятно.
Duty calls.
Пойдем, мы должны были выполнить задание. Так, задание выполнено. Хорошо. С чистого листа. Так, журнал. Понятно. Пам-пам-пам. Дополнительные задачи. Смотрим. Это сканировать форму жизни Андромеды, минералы, пропавшее судно. Понятно. Без проблем. Выполненное задание, в принципе, не особо интересны, потому что мы их уже выполнили. Вот. Задачи Валерии. Центр управления, казарма ополчения, штаб первопроходца с охраной тюрьмы. Угу. Попробуем. Отношения союзники. В принципе, тоже понятно. Так, погнали, короче. Консоль штаба ополчения. Так. Консоль в штабе ополчения. И командный центр. Где консоли? Блок данных. Так. Так, это лям. Тут с ним все понятно, типа. Мне нужна консоль. Консолюшка. Ну вот, я так понимаю, это она. Сканировать я ее не могу почему-то. Типа вот одна консоль. О, сержант Икер, я так понимаю, это заключенный. Давайте поговорим.
Pathfinder Ryder, here to see Nilk and Rensis.
Ah, our murderer. Wife's here all the time. Guess she told you her sob story. Nilkan, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanted to chat with you.
The Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
I'm not here to exile you. Told your wife I'd look into things.
At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security chief, Reynolds, my friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
So when he was killed, people assumed you did it?
For good reason. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
Sounds like an accident.
That's what I told them. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
I'll check out the evidence. Maybe something doesn't add up.
And it'd be nice to have someone with an open mind looking at it. You're a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
Так, поговорить с Кандросом. В принципе, тоже понятно. Давайте с ним переговорим.
No news on the Turian Arc yet? Or is this militia business?
I spoke with Nilken Rensis, the man found guilty of the murder on Eos.
Yes, our first murder here in Andromeda. I wish it had been our last. When the colony attempts failed, it didn't help spirits that a high-ranking officer was killed by one of our own. The mutiny here on Nexus was probably inevitable, but this acted as a spark.
So there was a trial, and he was found guilty.
It was short and decisive. Despite the lack of physical evidence, everything added up. His only defense was, trust me, I didn't mean to do it.
That is the difference between murder and accidental death.
In this case, motive plus opportunity plus eyewitness account equals murder. Look, knock yourself out. A key witness, Cassidy Shaw, works in operations. Go ahead and talk to her. And there's a recording of the perpetrator threatening the victim. I'll let you cue it up on the console there. As far as I'm concerned, this case is closed.
Ну, допустим.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Такс. Здесь на консоли. Ну, давайте... Это не то немножко. Ударные отряды. Ну, кстати, ящик. Принять. Бронзовый ящик предметов. М23 катана. Допустим. Такс. В принципе, понятно. В принципе, понятно. Но, допустим, 40 очков финансового влияния. Допустим, наберем отряд. Отряд Виктория. Удачливость. Плюс 5 к эффективности. Доза адреналина. У нас нету столько финансового влияния. Что там по заданиям? Осталось времени, эти выполняют. Ну, допустим, для отряда Виктория. Так, с этих мы направили запись. Вот, хорошо.
The Nexus versus Colonist Nilken, Evidence 7A.
Hiram! Hiram! They've seized the compound! Call for evacuation!
We're not giving up, Nilken. We're taking it back.
No! I'm not letting your ego get us killed! Even if I have to...
No! Get him off me! Get him off me!
Как просканировать эту консоль? Так, ладно. Мне надо поговорить с... Так, журнал. Это мы убираем задание. Журнал, задачи, дополнительные задачи, по-моему. Нет, это не то. Задачи Валея. Nexus, саботаж на станции. И давайте будем выполнять вот это вот. Вот таким вот образом. И погнали. Найдем нашего свидетеля шоу. Так. Свидетель шоу. Ага. 15 метров, вижу.
Cassidy Shaw? I'm Sarah Ryder. I'm looking into the Nilkin murder case.
Oh man, I thought that was over with. Have you heard the audio recording of their fight?
Yes.
I helped pull him off Chief Reynolds. You could see it in his eyes. He was gonna kill him. Then in the sandstorm, I had a pretty clear view of the chief. He looked right at Nilkin and shouted no. Then his chest burst open. I'll never forget it. The look on his face was pure shock.
Did you see any Ket in the vicinity?
Nilkin said so, but not that I could see. Still, the sandstorm was severe. Visibility wasn't great.
Did Nilkin seem remorseful?
I lost sight of Nilkin in the turmoil. When we found him, he seemed in shock. He couldn't speak. He looked nauseated. Could have been guilt. The reality of the act sinking in.
If they'd fought and Nilkin threatened to kill him, why was Reynolds surprised?
Fronts fight, say things they don't mean, maybe even hurt each other. But you don't expect your best friend to shoot you. To me, that's the saddest part. The chief's heart was broken right before it exploded.
Reynolds was leading you back to retake the compound. Did you agree with that?
It wasn't my place to agree or disagree. He was ranking officer. In retrospect, it is ironic. If he hadn't been killed, we all probably would have died.
I appreciate the information.
Of course. It kills me we had to leave him behind. He deserved a proper funeral.
So the body was never examined? Important piece of a murder investigation.
Tian wouldn't allow a mission to go back for him. Said it was too dangerous.
Понятно. Поговорить с Таном. Давайте поговорим с Таном. В принципе.
Something I can help you with?
I'm looking into the Nilkin Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to EOS and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
The more certain we can be, the better.
All right, but let's keep it quiet. I don't want people thinking we're reopening the case. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
Давай, до встречи.
Thanks for your time.
Удачи вам, друзья мои.
I'm here to serve.
Я выполняю свою работу. Осмотреть место убийства. Хорошо. Штаб первопроходцев. Так, теперь я хочу выполнить задание «Саботаж на станции». Так, погнали. Как я его могу выполнить? 48 метров. 30. 24 метра. Так, допустим.
Pathfinder, to cover their tracks, the saboteur is overloading power to this panel from another junction relay. You can scan and trace the connective wiring to locate the surrogate panel.
Понятно. Окей. Допустим. Так, теперь вот здесь вот. Урон на участке был нанесен в результате прямой блокировки предметов. Я сопоставлю все остальные данные. Ну, допустим. Так, и нам еще надо куда-то наверх. Отдел колонизации. Так.
Scan and trace the wiring to locate the panel that the saboteur used.
Так, в принципе, понятно. В принципе, понятно. 40 метров. Так, и чё они хотят от меня?
Scanning power junction relays. This panel is malfunctioning. Without more data, I cannot determine if this is a normal malfunction or sabotage.
I'll just disable power to the panel until Raj can check it out.
Так, ну допустим. Штаб первый проход. Есть еще такого интересного. И куда оно идет? Ну вот, оно куда-то идет. Куда-то в потолок упирается. Вот оно идет. И идет наверх. Окей. Так.
Pathfinder, I received the data from Sam. It really is sabotage.
Any idea as to who it might be?
Yeah. All these panels were worked on by Zara. I just can't believe it.
Security video logs confirm that Zara Kellis worked on these panels, as well as the one Raj Patil encountered.
Well, shit. Any idea where she is now?
Kellis is currently working on a panel on the Hyperion main deck.
На главной палубе Гипериона. Главная палуба. Так. И где она? Так. Так, наверх по лестнице надо. Наверх по лестнице. Главная палуба Гипериона. Допустим. Эдисон. Еще выше. Походу. И чё? И где? Так, я чего-то в этой жизни не понимаю. Как мне ее найти вообще? Так, журнал заданий. Поговорить с диверсантом. Ну, допустим. Так, мы куда-то приехали. Допустим. Окей. И чё? Так. Атриум.
Zara Kellis?
Yes?
I have evidence you've been sabotaging the Nexus.
What? No, I'd never... I've been looking into this myself. I have the scans to prove it. Here. I'll transfer the scans I took to your Omni tool.
Funny. Raj was investigating the same thing, and it led us to you.
My scans point at Raj as the one. So unless someone was setting us both up, I just don't understand.
The data Miss Kellis has accumulated is strangely similar to Mr. Patel's. A third party seems likely.
The real saboteur could be setting you both up.
Because we both figured out something was going on? That would make sense. It's better than thinking Raj could have done this. But it means all the data I have is useless. Wish I had access to the security cams. I bet we could find something there.
You stay put, so whoever did this doesn't realize we're onto them. I'll check out the security cams. Raj, you there?
Так, проверить запись охраны.
How did it go? Is it really her?
Wasn't her. She had proof pointing at you. I figure someone's been messing with you both. Just keep a low profile and don't talk to anyone. I'm on it.
Так, ладно, давайте это, наверное, сделаем уже в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Ставим лайки, подписываемся на канал. Всем спасибо большое. И, конечно же, ждем выход новых видео. Всем удачи, ребят. И хорошего вам дня.